Welcome to the USFL Today. I'm your host, Angelo. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at USFL Today, and make sure you head over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Also, that's called at USFL Today. Set your notifications, and you'll get all the alerts so you don't miss a show, including this one that I'm really excited to bring you because I've been trying to get this guy on for a while and to connect with him. I want to bring him in now. He's with the Breakers. He's a linebacker. He had an awesome week one, and I was happy to be there to see it. His name is Vontae DIGGS. Vontae, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Doing well, doing well. Thank you for having me, man. Really appreciate you.
I appreciate you as well. Let's start with that week one last year. It was a lot of question marks. Who's going to stand out? Who's going to be the team? Who's going to be the star? And in week one against the Philadelphia Stars, you were the man on defense that day. You had a game like nobody else in week one, man. Talk about what that felt like.
I beg to differ. If I'm not mistaken, DB Bellamy actually had 3 sacks in that game. So I'm gonna go ahead and say he was the man of the year for that one. Week one we had. Let me start with this one. Coming into the season, once I found out who one of the other linebackers was and Jared Fernandez, it was over at that moment in time. Me and Jared were already previously teammates when we were on the Redskins. We've been like locked in ever since. He was my roommate over there. When we got to the CFL together, we both were nominated to be Rookie of the Year. So this is something, me and Jared have talked about, dreamed about, spoken to existence in all of our time from 2018 to last year. So it was really dope. And then to have him there in the summer camp to push me to be around great players like Bellamy, to be around great players like Ray in the back end, with also Adonis and Mike Steves, and having Nigel there in our room as well. It was amazing, right? But no, to speak on the interception itself, that was an attest to being really prepared. Thank you to Coach Tenuta and the rest of the defensive staff. And also thanks to Jared and Nigel for making sure I've been on point all the time. I've dropped a couple passes during camp, and really we didn't have any interceptions in our room during camp, for real. Maybe like 1 or 2 but I doubt it, to be honest, if I remember correctly. So that was amazing. We had great pass rush. Thank you, Brian. I know Brian Scott personally. Thank you for, thinking you can squeeze that ball in there. You know what I'm saying? No, it was amazing. Had great blocks by the D-line. They got out and led me the whole way, and they met me right in the end zone. If I'm not mistaken, Paul Adams met me in the end zone too. That's one of our old tackles, old guards. So, it was amazing just to be there, to be in that moment. It was a lot of love shown. We previously spoke on it. My mom was there, so that was really amazing for her to be there, being in her first game to see me play in a few years. So yeah, it was just amazing, man. Week one was awesome, and it jump started us into even better. We didn't finish the season as we wanted, but it jump started us into a better, to get rolling into the season that we had. And I want to say we are the best defense. I think the stats say that, but if the stats don't say that, we are the best defense. I'm going to go ahead and make that very clear now, and we will continue that into the new season.
And the man has spoken right there. That's a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Let's backtrack for a second. Your mom was at the game. I sat one row in front of your mom, and she was the loudest voice in the stadium, cheering louder than anybody else. Every time you made a play, anytime you sniffed a play, you might not even made the tackle, and she was cheering for you, man. What was it like playing in front of your mom? You told me before we started rolling that it's been a while since she's seen you play. Talk about that for a minute. Talk about your relationship with your mom.
Yeah, I mean, me and my mom had a rocky relationship growing up. Everyone knows it. It's all over the papers, all over. That's all anyone wants to talk about anymore, But what they don't know is my mom has been the most supporting, the most loving. No, right. She's the most loving person that there is. And she, her being there, she hasn't seen me play. She came to see me play versus the Jets 2018 preseason when I was with the Redskins. That was amazing. With me and her, I've always told her I was going to be a star athlete. I was always going to be in the NFL. I was going to do that. So to put on that jersey, the NFL jersey, and play in front of her was amazing. But to go out there and succeed in front of her, because I did get cut from the Skins, but to go out there and play a whole season, my mom came to 3-4 games, 5 games. That's the most she's ever been to in a season since I was a kid, So When I went to UConn, she never get to come really, besides my senior night, because it's just too far, you know. And at the time, it was a lot of stuff going on in our life. So man, I don't know, that week one game, it meant way more to me than to most people, in a sense, because I got to play in front of my mom, you know, and that was just amazing.
And to have a huge game on top of it. I know you're downplaying your performance, but you also had 11 tackles that game too. So it's not like you didn't do anything else but the pick six. You would have had a monster game without the pick six. That was just like
That's
the
my
cherry on
job. My
top.
job is to tackle. We can't, you know, we can't applaud me and pat me on the back for doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, tackling is what a linebacker does. You know, I count my missed tackles. I don't count my tackles.
All right, I love that. I love that attitude too. That's a good one, man. That keeps you in check, doesn't it? Right there when you
Yeah,
start
no, it
thinking
definitely.
about.
You can't get too big headed, you know, especially when you got playing next to somebody like Jared and you're battling with Nigel and you got all these other decent linebackers. I'm gonna call them decent because I think we're the best linebackers we have in the USFL, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, when you got those two guys pushing you in any room with you and making sure you grind it out, you got to be on your A game. So I'm not gonna applaud myself for doing things that they expect me to go do, you know. I want to applaud myself for doing the things that maybe you didn't expect me to go do. And then even then, you didn't expect it. I expected everything. I expect, you know, 15, 20 tackles a game. I expect to never miss a tackle. I expect to make all the plays that come my way. So when I don't, it hurts a little bit. But yeah, no, it was amazing to be there. And I credit Jared and the coaching staff and Nigel and the D-line for most of the tackles I make. And every tackle is not an open field tackle, right? So when you got to make plays in between that tackle box, it's the D-line helping you, and it's Jared being in the right spot to make sure, you know, the running back or whoever has the ball doesn't be able to cut and things like that. So it was amazing to be out there with them boys.
You know, you really put it into perspective, and the way you just described everything. You as much as you're a standout individual, I'll put it that way, on the field. You could look at number 20, look at number 20, right? Look at number 20. You do really view yourself as just a cog in that wheel of the overall scheme, don't you? Because I could tell by the way you just speak about yourself and your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, football is the ultimate team sport, in my opinion. We all grew up watching everything and playing everything, right? Basketball, one player can take over. Baseball, the pitcher can throw a no-hitter. You know, soccer, you got players like Lionel Messi and all of them, right? All one player can take over. Well, Tom Brady can't take over a game. He doesn't play defense, okay? Well,
Right.
I'm gonna just tell you like that. Patrick Mahomes doesn't play defense. So with that being said, this is the ultimate team game. I count on everybody on the field, and they count on me. If on defense, especially, if one player is out of position, it's a touchdown. You know, if one player is out of position on offense, they may get another down. They get second and 12. You know, we don't get those type of opportunities. It's big play or no play. You feel me? So for us, I need my 10 guys. I need them. I can't be as good on those nights if it ain't for them having great nights as well, you know? So that's how I see it. I tell people all the time, like, you know, for little kids, or I won't say little kids, but they ask me if I have a baby on the way. And they ask me if, you know, you're going to thank you, appreciate you. They ask me if I'm going to let my son play. Yeah, I'm going to let my son play. It's the ultimate team sport. It teaches you how to rely on others and how to be accountable, you know, because when we turn the film on, the running back's going to go through one of these gaps. He didn't just, you know, so whose gap is it? And that's the person that's at fault for that. So that's why I love football. I love it for the camaraderie. I love it for the team aspect. I love it just for the, you know, just what it is. And it's just one of the best things ever created.
And you've just continued to keep at it. I mean, after the Redskins, you were in Atlanta playing for the AFL team, right? You went to the AAF. You were in Canada for a couple of years. You mentioned that you were the rookie of the year there in competition with your boy Jared, and you've had quite the run until you finally made it here to the USFL and seem to have found a bit of a home with the Breakers. It must be nice to come back to the same team for the second year in a row.
Yeah, it's I won't put nothing past it. I mean, in this league, I won't say this league, but in this lifestyle and in football world, nothing's ever set in stone. It doesn't matter who you are, no matter how good you are. There's always somebody else that's coming up. It's always this and that. You know, it can be for whatever reason. I've seen guys get cut for socks. I've seen guys get cut for a whole entire different side of, you know, the ball. Okay, so it is what it is. This is my second time coming back to the same team. 2019 to 2021, I was with Edmonton. We know we didn't play in 2020. I got cut right after that camp, you know. So I have a different mindset. You know, I have more of a veteran mindset in the sense of I can't let no one take my job. In the sense of, you know, because my coach in college, Anthony Poindexter, you know, one of the best football minds I've been around, he used to say it all the time. And whether he was joking or not, but it's all jokes have a little bit of seriousness to it, is I'm recruiting someone to replace you. Every offseason, he would tell everybody that. Why? Because competition breeds the best out of everybody. So, I mean, in my opinion, I think we got the best room still, even with the new guys that we signed. And we're gonna compete. That's it. And that's what's gonna breed us to be the best that we can be, you know. And I watched the highlights of all of our guys that we signed in our room at least.
Yeah.
I've looked them up. I want to see who we got coming into the locker room, and they all can play some serious football. You know, they're all top dogs from where they come from. So it's going to be a very, very competitive summer camp. I really just can't wait. I really can't wait to put the pads on. I can't wait to be joking around. I can't wait. I don't even want to hit my guys. I want to go out there and let's go get to these scrimmages already. You know, like let's get down to the nitty gritty. You know, so it's going to be a fun time. I can't wait. Competition is my best friend. So this is going to be one of them things where, you know, it's going to be something very special to see. Because last year you didn't really know what to expect. Now this year you have something, you have, you know, something to expect. And the fact that they put us in Birmingham with Birmingham again, I feel some type of way. I think the two teams that went to the playoffs should be playing in their home cities. We don't even have a team in Canton, not to say anything about that, but you know, it is what it is. So it is what it is. So I'm make sure that the USFL feels the New Orleans Breakers this year for sure.
You make a good point. I mean, you and Birmingham were the two best teams in the South. You returning to the same city you were in last year, familiarity definitely helps you, right? There's no like wondering where to go, what's happening, where the right places to be. That's all taken care of because you've been through it once. You're returning with the same defensive coaching staff, or pretty close to it. Your coordinator, John Tenuta, is back again. He's a bit of an old school guy. I met him at the hotel last year. What was that? What was that like playing for John? Tell me.
Coach T's a great dude. I mean, he's really a player's coach. You know, he doesn't want to keep you too long. He knows, you know, your brain can only do so much. You know what I'm saying? So we keep everything very, very simple for the players wise. He's, in my opinion, he's a hilarious guy. Like, he likes to joke around, but when it's time to work, it's time to work, you know. But he's not going to keep it serious. But no, I mean, I really enjoy playing for Coach. I like the aggressive style he has. I like the fact that, you know, he puts all his players in the best position. You know, he's going to make sure whatever personnel we're in, all those players are going to be in the best position they can play and play at the fastest level they can play at. You know, regardless of making mistakes or not, that's football, you know. But he puts us all in positions for us to make great plays because we can play like ourselves and be ourselves in those positions. And that's why I really like Coach Tenuta. And honestly, speaking to him in the offseason, I'm ready to get down there with him again. Like he's just, again, a really cool dude to be around, has a lot of wisdom, has a lot of great stories. You know, he's been around some of the greatest minds in the football game. He's been around a long time. You can't tell about a gray hair. But no, I can't wait. So, I mean, and while I got this, to Coach Patrick's family, if you guys watch this, my condolences. He was a really awesome dude. Me and him connected very well because we had that Canadian CFL thing going on. Even though he did play for Calgary, we don't really like Calgary. Edmonton guy, you know. But no, we lost Coach Patrick. He helped me a lot with just adjustments and getting back to 11-on-11 football because I'm coming from 12-on-12 football. Yeah. So that was really awesome. And then we lost Coach Spice. He thought he was going to be one of those guys to go to the XFL, so forget him, you know, to be honest. And best of luck to him, but, you know, you were supposed to be with us. And if he hears this, I'm glad he does hear it because what the hell you got going on, you know? We had a great defense. But, hey, well, it is what it is. So, you know, next man up, and we got a new coach, and I can't wait to meet him in person and get with him and work my pass rush for sure.
Well, you know, you're a really determined guy. I could totally hear that, and you got your mind and your focus already on the task at hand, which is, you know, I mean, what, late next week, you guys are checking in and having your orientation, and then it's time to hit the field. Have Have you spoken to some of the new guys? You alluded to some of the new guys coming into the linebacker room. You chat
Not
with any of them yet?
I haven't spoken to them extensively. Just like during our little Zoom meetings we have, and just a quick what's up and all that. But I know the type of person I am when we get down there. Those are gonna be my guys.
Yeah.
I like to tell everybody. I use a different reference here, but I like to tell them once you trap in the trenches, we brothers for life. And football is the trenches. Because at any moment anything can happen to any one of us out there. So those are really my brothers. So once we get down there and once we get to moving and grooving, I'm gonna be my brothers, and it's just gonna be like when I first met Nigel, gonna be my guy. Me and Nigel have been spades partners since day one, we ain't who want it, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
the same thing how I am with everybody, So if you on my team, you repping my colors and we putting the same jersey on every week, you ain't got nothing to worry about. I got your back, you got mine, and let's go to war, So I can't wait to meet them in person for sure.
Yeah, and you're going to be one of those veteran guys that they're going to be learning from and looking up to. A kid like, Zacoby McClain, for example, right? Who's just got a ton of talent. He's fast. He covers so much ground on the field, and now he's going to get to learn what it's like to be a professional from a guy like you, who's been in a lot of different camps and seen a lot of different schemes and a lot of different types of coaches to pass on that kind of knowledge. You like doing that kind of thing?
Yeah, I love it. I mean, football is a game of learning. Like, even the guys has been around 40, 50, 60 years, still learning different things every day. So if you're not learning, you're in the wrong, right? And that's how football is. So yeah, I'm gonna give them guys game. I mean, these guys went to some of the top schools. I'm got an Auburn guy. Yeah, I want to know, what was Auburn like? Why were you guys such a dominant force? And why do you guys still get to compete? Like, what is it that those coaches are teaching you? You might be really good at a specific move that I want. I can't give you all my moves right now, but I've been working on a 2-3 moves, that I've actually learned watching some of these young guys' highlight films. I'm not gonna tell you who, because then y'all can, they're gonna get a beat on me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My point is, they got things that I might not know, and I got things they might not know. So the whole thing about football is doing this, right? And I'm gonna pick up with this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy, and they're gonna pick up for me, Jared and Nigel and everybody else. And everybody gonna get better. We're only looking to get 1% better, 0.1% better every day. We don't need to be jumping to get 40% better. We pick one thing every day and let's get better at that. And right now, me personally, my thing is being more of a leader in a sense of not yelling, but learning how to talk to everybody, not letting my anger and my emotions from the football aspect of everything come out into my words, right? So that's the first thing I'm going to work on. The second thing I'm going to work on is just shut the fuck up. Excuse my words. I'm always talking trash. I'm always, I just want to be cool, calm, and collected this year. I just want to go out here and have fun and play football and be with my guys. So that's what I'm working on.
Is that it? As someone who likes to talk and has a lot of energy myself, is that a challenge for you to keep the volume down?
Oh, for sure.
Because I know how hard that can be. I mean, even when I'm doing some of these interviews, I find myself like, yo, bring it down, bring it down.
Yeah, no,
right?
for sure. I love talking. I talk a lot of trash. When
Yeah.
I was in Edmonton, they put me on the front page of the newspaper talking about me talking trash. When I was in Connecticut, I was always talking trash. It comes with being from Chicago, I guess. We just talk a lot of trash, I guess. But no, it's part of the sport, right? If I can get you out of your game in any way, shape, or form, that's the way I will try to do it. But the problem with that is sometimes you get more worried about getting the other person out your game that you're not in your game, right? So that's where becoming a little bit more mature and a little bit older and been there and done that comes into play, right? Now it's just time to, all right, you've done all your trash talk. You've already proved your point. You've already said what you have to say. Move around. You know what I'm saying? Let's focus on catching your breath. Let's focus on what are the details of this play that coach has called. Let's focus on communicating to the front and the back end. Let's focus on talking to Jared pre-snap or Nigel, whoever's in there. Hell, if I'm on the sideline at the time, hell, let's get what is the call? Okay, let's pay attention here instead of, you know what I'm saying? Let's figure this out. The best way to be, how you just said, be a pro. I'm still learning. I haven't done this that long, I've only been here for as long as I've been here, but I'm still learning how to do that. And that's where the guys like Johnny Dixon and all of them guys come into play who've done all this already, you know? So I'm ready. That's all I can say is I'm rocking, I'm ready. If the smile on my face can't say it, then I don't know what is. Like I just football is football, man. It's my way to relieve all the pain I've been through for the year. So I'm rocking. I'm rocking.
I could hear it. I could hear it in your voice, and I see it in your eyes.
Yeah, for real. I'm ready.
Tell me a little bit about what your off-season preparation has been like leading up to a week before camp now. What do you do to stay? You working out with anybody? You do solo?
Yeah, no, I don't really necessarily work out with anybody outside of my camp. And by my camp, I mean my household. This year, it's been a rough year, man. I lost my granny. So
Sorry.
that was kind of tough. You know, she was battling cancer. She actually beat cancer a couple of times, and then this last time it is what it is. So it's been real tough for me. I work at a gym. I actually have a job. I know some of us don't necessarily have to do that, but this one over here has to get a job. So I work at a gym, and the owner of the gym actually is a bodybuilder. So I've been working really just on strength, you know, like actually strength. Yeah, I get it. He's a he's not an athlete. He's not a functional athlete, I should say, which is cool. But he actually used to train. He's from Canada. He used to train some of the CFL guys. So he has a good background in that. And plus the background and knowledge I have of what I need to be doing in my workouts. That's been pretty good. But really, the best thing I would say that I've been doing, I'll give a little bit of my sauce away, is conditioning. Conditioning. Because as a linebacker, you play two sides out of 3 sides of the ball. You play special teams and you play defense. And I say special teams first because that's the most important of the game. You're going to win or lose based off special teams, and then you win championships based off defense. So that's how I see it. That's how I figure it. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. I don't really just work out, man. I kick it with my family. Like I told you, I'm going to my second year now. Almost completing my second year in Vegas now. So it's been nothing but a great time being here, man. And I don't know how to explain it, man. Like you said, I hope you see it in my eyes, man. It's go time. I have nothing else to say. I got people got to feel what I've been through this offseason.
Well, I can certainly feel it, and I think anyone else who's watching this and hearing you and seeing you can also feel it. And I have a sense that you and the Breakers linebackers are in for a pretty big season if the way you're speaking today is any indication of what the year is going to look like.
It's not just our linebackers, man. You got to look at our whole entire list from top to bottom, including the staff, man. We got some of the best that do this, right? And we got a lot of recognizable names from the league last year, and we got a lot of recognizable names from just in general, you know? So with that being said, we're going to be a team hard to beat, especially with the taste that we have in our mouth that we couldn't beat Birmingham 3 times last year. How do you play a team 3 times in one season, can't beat them once? I don't know, but we're going to figure that out. I can guarantee you that. So when we see Birmingham, I don't care who's home or away, it's cracking. I want that to be known. I want that to be felt. Like it is what it is. Like I feel like they need to come feel this, because I really felt like we should have been a team that played in that championship, to be honest.
You guys were right there with them into the fourth quarter. I mean, it was a 1-score game. It was anybody's game at that point. It really was. One or two plays makes a difference.
Again, I'm going to take that one on the chin, because defense wins championships. So when you get that far into the season, you get to the dance, man, you got to stop them from scoring, and we just couldn't do that enough. And I would take that on the chin as a defensive player, as one of the linebackers. That's on us for sure. And I can guarantee you to everybody that shit won't happen again. I can guarantee you that. That's only I will tell you right now, that's the only team I've been watching all offseason in Birmingham. That's the only team.
Focused on the Stallions.
I want all smoke. No, it's not that I'm focused on them. It's just they gave me our last loss.
Right.
So with that being said, that's the taste I have in my mouth. So when I watch that game, I get all those feelings again. I get all those emotions. I get a little bit of anger. I get to watch where I messed up at, and like I could have been better on kickoff. You know, it was a couple kickoff tackles I could have made. You know what I'm saying? The guy scored on kick. I'm pretty sure he had a kick return.
Punt return. Yeah.
Punt return. I'm on punt. So that tells you right there that I'm taking that one on the chin. That's a touchdown off the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So things like that. And I also had the most penalized year I ever had in my whole entire career since I was a peewee last year. So little things like that, like I said, it's a bad taste in my mouth. So yeah, Birmingham being the champions, I got something for them for sure. For sure.
Wow. Vontae, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate you taking out the time and sharing really candidly your feelings today. I love it. That's what the show's all about.
Yeah, I'm only gonna give it to you the way I know how to give it, and that's real, man.
And that's what I like. That's what I like. And you know, you're a stand-up guy. You're an accountability kind of guy. I could see why your teammates love playing alongside of you. And I wish you the best for the 2023 season. Let's stay in touch as the year goes on. Okay.
Yes, sir, for sure. We'll see you week 1. I hope.
Yeah, I would love to get down there for week 1. It's in the balance. I'll let you know if that happens. Hey, but man, eventually,
don't worry about your ticket. You got me on the show. I got your tickets.
Ah, man, look at that. Another new friend of the show right there. Vontae DIGGS of the New Orleans Breakers. That's it for this week's edition of the USFL Today. I'm your host, Angelo Fioris. Remember, at USFL Today on Twitter, at USFL Today on YouTube. Set your notifications. Also follow our New Jersey Generals account at NJ_.
Whoa.
Look up behind. Look up behind you. Look up behind you.
New Orleans Breakers. What is he talking about? We do not like the Generals. Hey, but congrats to my man Turk. You know, he's a former general. Hell of a year, Turk. Hell of a freaking year, my man. Hell of a year. Thank you for putting on for the USFL, bros. For real. We need.
And there it is. They don't make him any more real than this guy right here. Vontae DIGGS of the New Orleans Breakers. That's it for this week's edition of USFL Today. I promise next week's will be another great show. Thanks for watching.